Hi. How is everybody? Welcome aboard, everyone. Um, Amazingly, Pretzel Rocks is working. Wait, no, what isn't? Oh, yeah, my face is here. Sterling, you are a VIP. Sadly, Twitch will not let an account both be a VIP and a moderator. I just tried. It wouldn't let me add VIP to somebody who already had a mod sword. So I took away the mod sword and added VIP, and then I couldn't add the mod sword. So the sword, I guess, implies VIP. I don't understand why you can't have both the sword and the treasure, but I treasure you. I know, silly and sappy. Let's see. Theorybot is here. I do see Sterling. It was fun watching your stream last night, although I was playing Enshrouded the entire time. But we need to get you affiliate status. We need you to stream more often. Lord Portico, hello. Work calls on a Saturday. We hit a moment because of how the ads run. Honestly, I have the ads set to automatically occur. Moobot does them for me. And they're supposed to start the first 3-minute ad within 1 minute of me going live, which should mean that by 4 minutes in, the ads should be done. somehow that doesn't actually happen. I have a 5-minute counter, and it almost always hits a moment before the ads have finished playing. And so I usually wait at least for the ads to be done before I actually switch over. Because communism, that's why. No, communism was just a red herring. You're streaming again today. Is it going to be late enough that I will go to the gym first? I hope. I mean, you can stream whenever you want, and I will go to the gym whenever I want. But I had planned to get up in the morning, go to the gym, do some stuff, and then do my stream. Sleep has not been... Sleep has been elusive prey lately. I dropped a paperclip. Sleep has been somewhat elusive play. Or elusive prey. So while I laid down to sleep, it was hours before I actually fell asleep, which made it harder to get up. And I didn't actually, despite Philip letting me know when it was 10 a.m., because I don't like to sleep in past 10 a.m., I still didn't get up until noon. I actually have not even managed to shower yet. I feel like I don't look that great because I haven't had a shower yet. Small private practice client. And see, Sterling, I would have enjoyed seeing you sweat. It's been forever since we were both at the gym at the same time. Even though you would have been doing arms and I would have been doing legs, just being there at the same time would have been nice. Technically, I could wait until tomorrow to do legs because typically my actual lift days are Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday. But because my trainer got sick and now my trainer is on break, I'm just sort of on my own right now. And so I haven't actually lifted since Wednesday. I did my arm routine on Wednesday. They're very small, but they exist. They actually exist. There's actual, a little bit of actual definition in my bicep and in my tricep. The forearms are coming along, but the forearms need a little bit more work. I actually last time we did my shoulder and back routine, we were doing the lat pull downs, and on the last set, two before I was supposed to, like, I was pushing and I was supposed to do two more and I couldn't hold on anymore. Like, my grip is what failed, so I had to let go and then re-grip for the last two. I have ordered some straps that are supposed to make it so that that isn't a problem anymore. But I am learning, which was part of the point. Although my trainer did say when he gets back from his break that he's going to be starting up a nutrition plan for all of his clients. And I'm both excited and intimidated by that because sticking to a nutrition plan is difficult. But it'll be good. Overall, I'm happy at having. Gosh, it's been 1 week. No, it's been. Let's see. It's been a little over 5 months, or possibly a little under 5 months. I'm uncertain. It depends on when I started exactly, but I started sometime in September. It is now March, early March. So we're approaching the 6 month mark of when I actually started doing the gym stuff and actually working out. And overall, I'm satisfied. I do wish that the fat around the waistline would depart quicker. That would make me happy if my belly was just less present. Anyway, how is everybody that's here? I'm hoping that you're having a good weekend. It might be just a few people today because I have been very inconsistent in my Saturday streams. That said, we will be playing Ultima Worlds of Adventure 2 Martian Dreams, and I believe we're in the end game. I don't know whether I'll finish it today, but we're so close. And it will be almost time for Ultima Underworld, I think. Oh, Sterling, yes, play with your OBS. There are a couple of recommendations that I have to provide you with that I use. I don't know what you're using as far as managing your audio, but let's see. I don't know how well this will show. I'm going to try and add visuals of some behind the scenes stuff that you might honestly be able to see, because let's see, I need to do I want to grab a window capture. Yes. All right, and the window I want to be captured is, let's grab this. Yeah. Okay, so the software that I use to manage my microphone is just the software that came with it, and I have an Elgato mic, so I'm using Elgato Wavelink. This is not the only way to do this. This is just where I can show you what I have. Wavelink actually wants to manage like all your audio, and I don't use it for that. I only use it to manage the microphone. It's not going to do it. Of course it's not. Why would it do what I need it to do? This is fine. I was prepared for this. I'm going to take away that. Let's, I'm gonna have to do display capture to show you what I need to show you. Nope. This one. Let's shrink this down a little. Okay, so for the microphone, I have various filters on, and honestly, I had a lot of I did a bunch of like internet web searching and just found a YouTube video where somebody showed how to set these things up, and I've been using basically the same filters on my microphone ever since, but I have I have a noise suppression, a D-Gate, Renegade, TDSer, TDR Nova, and Frontier. These are all in my thing. Oh yeah, the noise gate doesn't actually have any settings for me to show. D-Gate, basically I can put, yeah, it's a noise gate. So I have it set to -40, but Renegade is another gate, but this one you can set specific peaks and adjust sort of where things are going to go and use it to like fine tune exactly how you want the audio to be. The de-esser. So TDSer, this is basically an audio plugin that helps to reduce S noises. Like you don't want them gone entirely, but you don't want them super prominent. And so it's got various things to adjust in order to reduce the S's. I think as also plosives, P's and B's and whatnot. TDR Nova, again, this is a wave analyzer where you can adjust whether like I've reduced the high range and increased the low range just because it helps to adjust the sound of my voice to be a little bit closer to professionally created talky voice, like podcaster type voice stuff. That took some playing with because it needs to sound natural, but also it can make it by reducing the mid range and reducing the high range and then bringing out the low range. It just makes it sound better overall. And it's weird because you have to listen to your voice while you're doing it. And then I have Frontier as well. This one, honestly, I don't remember exactly what I'm doing with this. It's been forever since I set it up, so I don't remember. But again, it's another tool. They're all audio effects. I believe these are all VST3 audio effects. So yeah, VST3, basically they're audio plugins. All of that can be done in OBS. I have them set up in Wavelink, but I believe VSTs can be done in OBS. So if I were to go in on we're really going, I'm showing some real behind the scenes at the moment. So if I pull up audio sources, I don't know if you can, this is, whoops, sorry. I need to actually transition that over. Okay, audio sources. You should be able to see, I've got the mic, I've got game audio, I've got Pretzel Rocks as the audio sources. So if I go on the mic and bring up filters, the audio filters, this is where I could add those same kinds of things within OBS. You can do VST2 plugins, you can do compressors, noise gates, limiters, gain, expanders, compressors, etc. Right here in OBS. I just have been using, I've just been using Wavelink because it was the software that came with my microphone. But you can easily do it with just brain. Hang on. I'm stuck now. Oh, I'm capturing the wrong window. I was like, what's going on? I've lost it. Anyway, so that's some behind the scenes on the audio, and I'm happy to help point you to Yeah, I would say what you had last night was working. It was still the biggest problem on your stream with the sound was that your microphone is super quiet, but when you bring it up, it ends up with a lot of noise. And I don't know specifically what filters to apply to correct it. It would take some experimentation, but it's best to do that work once you get your new microphone, because what you had last night worked. The other thing I was going to show is I wanted to show you I wanted to show you this. I am not sponsored, but VB Audio makes a ton of different products that are useful in doing the audio. For me, I don't use their like they have integrated software that will manage all of your audio and do a lot of like soundboard type stuff like Voice Meter and Banana and Potato. These are a bit more advanced than I go. And while I think when I first started, I installed Banana and I don't need much. And so it was easier for me just to use Wavelink rather than using Banana. If I wanted to improve, if I wanted to advance, I could move up to I could switch over to Voice Meter. I could switch over and use Banana or Potato and get more granular control over the audio. I don't actually know what Coconut is. Oh, wow. That seems really complex. I don't think I need that. I think Banana is sort of as far as I would go if I was doing it. You can download and install and try it before deciding to pay for it. But the thing that I recommend getting from VB Audio, again, hashtag not sponsored, their VB cable virtual audio device, super useful. So I have both here at home and at work. Like I had the library bought these for me as well. I have the full set. I have VB cable plus VB cable A, B, C, and D. And all those do is they act like individual cables. So I can any program that will let me tell it what audio output to use. I can route the audio to one of these and then bring it into OBS, and it's on its own audio channel. It's as though I plugged an external device in using a cable. So that lets me take the audio off of the desktop. And so it just lets me have better control. I can adjust levels independently. I can just get a lot better control over stuff. And these are really inexpensive. I think they're technically donationware, where you decide exactly how much you're going to pay. But they're definitely worth it. And so, yeah, I definitely recommend these. Again, I am not sponsored. I have just been using them for years and they are totally worth it. They just free up your capabilities and make it easier to independently control different audio sources. So yeah, I would recommend taking a look at those. And that way, at least if you need to lower one and increase another, it just gives you that freedom if you're able to separate them out and control them independently. I didn't know that this was going to be a behind the scenes streaming technology look, but hey, I don't mind. And like I said, if you end up needing any help with anything, I'm happy to assist with what little knowledge I have, because I learned all of it from just trial and error and um, watching some videos here and there online. And I won't say that mine's perfect, far from it, but I will say that it's better than it used to be, and I continue to look for ways to improve. So, anyway, this is supposed to be a gaming stream. And I do want to actually finish this game someday. So it might help if I actually opened the game. Someday I really should do just like a chatting behind the scenes, here's what all the tech looks like stream. I probably should do that for a Wednesday stream, like an Archival Adventures one. Because I think that would be a good venue for it. Also, Sterling, you are not too stupid for anything. You can figure it out. It's incremental and trial and error, and mistakes are fine. Just, if you start to get frustrated, stick with what works for a little bit and come back to it later. Oh, Sterling, I would love that. Maybe, depending on the timing of things, we could do it after your classes have ended for the semester, but before your internship starts. Okay, I'm gonna get the game on screen. Oh, wow. Do you ever have days where just like the music, it's the same music I use all the time, and yet right there at the end, it was too much for me. Oh dear. What's going on? Do I remember? The answer is vaguely. Okay. These are... I can move the stats away. Retrieve the phlogistonite. Pursue Rocksock into the dream world. We have pursued Rocksock into the dream world, and that put us here talking to Falanei. Who is basically the personification of lies. I don't remember the conversation, so I need to actually talk to him again, because... Right, the Shadow Lord of Falsehood, Falanei. Shoot. Yeah, I just need a refresher, because it's been 2 weeks. How your memory fades. I am Falanei, the Lord of Lies. I have come forth from the dark reaches of your soul to begin your re-education in the way of virtue. Uh-oh. Hang on one second. I think... Oh, good. Sorry, I just... There was a note from the grocery store, and I was expecting to have substitutions. There. Yes, re-education in the way of virtue. You know, we never did ask one of the other standard keywords. Job. I have returned to test you, Rogan. I wish to show you that virtue is the greatest of lies. You need merely to ask, and I will begin your... I will be glad to begin your test. Okay. Falsehood has many forms. A mortal can lie to another to cover guilt or achieve a desire, and that is satisfying. Best of all, however, is a lie to oneself. Pretend to be happy when you are hurt or sad, and you will be happy. Or present the right appearance to the world, and what you want will be given to you. Delightful! Even my siblings delight in falsehood. I need no one else, so I hate the people who I wish loved me. I could do something to help, but it wouldn't make any difference. Falsehood is the supreme principle of life. Virtue, what rot! Do you realize that the way of the Avatar was originally meant to be a guideline for commerce? Can you truthfully say that you always live by your 8 great principles? When you fail the tests before you, your faith in virtue will be proven false as well. Why yes, siblings. Why yes, Astaroth of hatred and Nosventor of cowardice. Let's see, destroyed. It is futile to attempt to destroy us. Your feeble virtues are found in the hearts of all people, but so are our virtues. They're opposites. Unlike ours, your virtues require constant vigilance and self-examination. Why spend great effort and time developing virtues when they may be had through simple instinctive selfishness? In any case, we cannot be destroyed as long as a human heart nourishes us. And as you see, we can be found even in your own. Astaroth, yes, my brother, the Shadow Lord of Hatred. He met you at Empath Abbey. Hatred, that is the principle my brother Astaroth espouses. When you have learned falsehood, he will be overjoyed to teach it to you. So we're gonna have to face hatred second, it sounds like. Nosventor. Yes, my sister, the Shadow Lord of Cowardice, whom you met at Serpent Keep so long ago. Of us all, she was the most certain you would return to us. Cowardice? My sister Nosventor teaches that principle. Be sure that it will be included in your new way. Okay. I'm trying to recall. Where my old notes are from the previous games. I know I would not have gotten rid of them, but I'm not sure where they went. No, that's the Darklands manual. Graphics. Guides? No. Okay, this is just bizarre, actually, because I know I have them, and yet I have made the mistake of reorganizing multiple times since I last played. It might be... Wait, it's GOG on the C drive? I don't know where I put anything. Why didn't I just leave them in the folder they belong in? Okay, let's see. Savage Empire. Oh, here's my Ultimate Game notes. Or Ultimate Game folders. Save game, DOSBox, Cloud Save Support, Downloads. Cluebook, Compendium, Map, Reference Cards. No. The spreadsheet would have migrated to Savage Empire. Dang it. I don't know. Which is frustrating and sad, but it's fine. We'll survive somehow. Instead, I'm gonna pull up the compendium? I'm bringing up a resource from one of the previous games. I don't know if this is going to have, but I wanted to look back at the virtues, the actual like virtues as they existed in the games, which I have lovely notes on if I could find my spreadsheet. Call to Adventure. I don't think that one has it. This would be so much easier if I could find my spreadsheet. I wonder how many spreadsheets I've opened since the last time I used it. Too many. It has been forever since we did this. Ultima Notes. It was in... Okay. I at least know where it was before. Give me 1 second here. GOG. It was here. Right. Well, dang it. All right. I am now searching my computer. Come on. I will find this fairly easily, I think. It's just... Why... I'm hoping I find it fairly easily because, like, I will be really sad if I deleted all of my notes from the previous Ultima games. That will be quite sad. And less helpful than Ah, well, that should get us what we need ish. But I really wish I could find my notes. They were very detailed. Anyway, while the search continues, let's talk about the virtues, the things that Felinae is telling us are no longer or are actually just deceptions. In the previous games, the second trilogy of Ultima's 4, 5, and 6, you have to display all 6 of the virtues, or 8 of the virtues, in order to become the avatar and win the game. And the virtues are honesty, compassion, valor, justice, sacrifice, honor, spirituality, and humility. There are opposites to each of those. Which my notes would have easily given us, but I can't recall exactly. Oh, they tend to be correspondent to the different dungeons in the games. So, honesty and deceit. Compassion and despise. Valor, I think it might go with Destard, but I don't remember. Justice could be Hithloth. I know there's shame. See, it's shame, Hithloth, Destard, despise, deceit, covetous, and wrong. But honestly, the mapping at the moment, it's not coming to me, and it's not that big of a deal. I just wanted to sort of refresh my memory on what the virtues were and what were considered to be their opposites. I'm just sad that my spreadsheet, where it's all lovely and laid out and easy reference material, I appear to have misplaced. Which is disturbing and distressing and unfortunate, and darn it. It's gonna be one of those days, apparently. I'm gonna do one last check. I'm sorry, I know this is super, super engaging. I just really want these tools. Shadows of Life. I also could go to the internet for this information. It exists. I know where. And yet, I'm still looking for where I accreted it over the playing of the previous games. Because now I'm really just sad that I lost my spreadsheet. This is utterly amazing. It shouldn't be here, but what do you want to bet it is? Baldur's Gate. Wow. There's a lot of things here that should not exist. That's frustrating. But also, it doesn't seem to have what I was looking for, so no, I do not want OneDrive. Anyway, no, sorry, I've gone down a rabbit hole. I'm gonna stop the rabbit hole. Let's continue. I just don't know what to do. Being taunted by falsehood. I don't know what the next step is. Okay, sorry, I did look it up. So, honesty and deceit, compassion and despise, valor and dastard, justice and wrong, sacrifice and covetous, honor and shame, spirituality and Hithloth, and humility and pride. It didn't really matter. The next step is forward. This is true. According to the potential keywords, re-education and test are the ones. Okay, step into the gate. I open before you. Beyond, you will find your friend, Johann Spector. You will also find one of my lies in his image. Of course, you can trust your friend to tell you the way out of the maze, and of course my creation will lie to you. If you find such power in truth, you will easily tell the difference. A ghostly chuckle reverberates from the cowled figure. Okay, I'm really not ready for this, but I have delayed long enough. Okay. This is a reflective surface. Symbols. Let's get the symbols. We've got a tree. I can't get the tree, but I'll try anyway. I'm just sort of like, I've never seen this part before, and I'm uncertain. You see a human reflection. Get the mirror. I can't get the reflection. All right, so that's gonna be Spectre and a door. Okay. What is this? Thread. Let's get the thread. Am I gonna have to be Ariadne, I mean. Small table? I can get the small table. A needle. Okay, I've got a needle and thread, a small table, and symbols. Oh dear. Okay, so one of them is Spectre and the other is... Ooh, can I move? I can. Ha! A Martian reflection. Let's talk to the Martian. You see a dream figure. Hello, my friend. You must determine which of us is lying to you. Okay, I need my notes. Uh-huh. Dream Spectre. Martian reflection. Name. I am Dr. Johann Spectre, of course. Job. He grins. To keep you out of trouble, Rogan. No, really. For now, I've been content to be your assistant in your explorations. The rules are simple. Once you have determined which of us is the false Spectre, go to him and say to him that he is a liar. Okay. Once you have determined which is the false Spectre, go to him and tell him that he is a liar. If you are correct, you will have passed the test. So the true Spectre will open the door for you to leave. Okay. Gosh, I don't know. I mean, I know, or I already know that this is a Martian. But I've never gotten keywords for Spectre in this entire game. So I wouldn't know what to ask him. I'm thinking. Because so far, lying is the only keyword. Liar will be a keyword, but it's the trigger word. I could ask... I don't know that they will work, but I'm going to try felony. Ask about the last game. That's a good option. But again, I don't know where my notes are from the last game. Could you state that a different way? Martian. Savage Empire. Good thinking, Shadows. That actually is a keyword. The title of the last game. Yes, indeed. A grand adventure in its own way. I'm certainly glad you were there to help me with that one. I don't know where I would have been without you. I am sorry you had to leave the princess behind. Maybe next time, lad. He sighs and shakes his head. Hmm. I have thought. this this stream today is a lot of thought. um Oh, I didn't put the subtitles down anywhere. Yeah, okay. So not triggering off of some of the other games. That's fine. I just wasn't sure. Okay, so Savage Empire. Honestly, I think it's the mirror. I think that is what we're supposed to use. I don't think talking to them will get us much more, but being able to ask about the previous adventure certainly was a good idea. Why is it blocked? Also, we are about to be invaded by 3 minutes of automatic advertising. So I will take a short break while those ads play rather than continuing to stall on stream. I'll be back shortly. Maybe. Okay, the ads should be over, so I'm going to continue with the game and try to make sure that we know which is the correct Spectre. Also, I've forgotten where he is, but it's fine. How's everybody doing? I'm sorry, I've been very distractible and not very focused on the game today, but hopefully it hasn't been too bad. You see a human reflection. You see a dream figure. Hello, my friend. You must determine which one of us is lying to you. The rules are simple. Once you've determined, yeah, it's the exact same thing. Name. Job. Those are identical. Savage Empire. Okay, so identical. Like what they say is completely identical. So it is the mirror. The mirror is the only clue. Why can't I move the mirror north? That's weird. Yeah, work, larg. I'm pretty sure that Elixir is doing work right now. Find it funny that we call the cops in my Cyberpunk game ads. Liar. A sudden transformation comes over Spectre, and its form becomes that of a Martian. It says, "You have uncovered my illusion. The door to the exit is now unlocked." All right. Oh, okay, we have passed Felony's test. That was honestly easier than I expected. Oh, Be Right UK, hello, hello. 50 months. Thank you so much. Oh dear me, this is strange. I hope it's not too twitchy. I'll just have to check how stable the signal is. Be right back. Be right. Welcome. It is good to see you. How is your weekend going? All right. We've got Astaroth next. And I have a feeling that it's not going to be as easy as Trigunum Equatis Tricorum Satis D. Some of you hopefully will have understood that reference. Yeah, so far. Which shenanigans yesterday are you referring to? Yesterday was just stressful. I had so many things to do. Greetings again, Rogan. Welcome to the Shrine of Hatred, here, deep within your own being. In reaction to your surprise at his cordiality, Astaroth says, "But of course I am cordial to you. Is not the thin veneer of cordiality the noblest display of one's inner hatred?" I assume it's the Eric shenanigans. I just... Why would that make my day not be good? Oh gosh. I never really did watch Dick and Johnson, so, but I do appreciate those emotes. Okay. I have keywords to ask. Name. Don't you remember your old foe Astaroth? Oh, I am wounded. The robed figure makes a gesture toward its chest, suggesting the presence of a heart to be wounded. After all our joyful times in Britannia, perhaps you thought me destroyed? But I'm going to ask Job next. I am here in the depths of your own being, and now that you have found me, I invite you to a little test, a little morality play to demonstrate important things about hatred to you. Okay. We're going back to this. Destroyed. I cannot be destroyed as long as you endure. I am the basic force of hatred, alive in the parts of your soul you wish were not. Alas, no soul in life can be purged completely of virtue or vice. My lesson for you is simply that while pursuit of virtue is long and difficult, vice is found easily and is strongly linked to pleasure. Here, step through this obelisk. Beyond lies my demonstration of the power of hatred. If that love you profess is so strong, perhaps you will find an expression of it that overcomes the purity of the hatred you will find. Okay, but we're not done talking. Hatred. Now you are beginning to speak with clarity. Certainly, you of all mortals can appreciate the value of hatred. Without hatred, you would not find the strength to object, to repel your assailants, to ensure the pleasure of conflict. Without hatred, you would be limited in your capacity for self-indulgence. Why give up any pleasure for an enemy? Are not all strangers unfriends? Ah, my dear brother, always playing his little mental games. I figured he would talk about his brother. Reality is so much simpler, more complete. Oh, VRA UK, thank you for the 500 bits. The name triggered memory of an old joke with a similar keyword. What time is it? It's about 10 a.m. Earth time, 6 p.m. asteroid time. Well, if asteroid time, the pubs are open. I don't know why that stuck in my memory. I have no idea, but I love that joke. I keep getting notifications on my phone, and I'm like checking to make sure I know what's happening. I don't need to, but let's see. Reality is so much simpler, more complete than abstraction. Indulge in what you want, destroy what offends you, and take from the weak and from your enemy. Why seek anything else? Nosventor. Ah, yes, my sister, I truly hate her, for she is weak and ineffectual. Hatred is the strongest vice. A coward knows he is a coward even if he denies it, but one who hates can so easily pretend it is a virtue or ignore the evil he wreaks. Pretend and ignore. We got some good keywords. You mortals find enemies so easily. You even make enemies of anyone at all, unlike yourselves. Hate. Now you're beginning to speak with clarity. Yeah. I figured that's what that would be. Pretend? Astaroth seems more animated. His voice gains energy, and he says, "Oh yes, my favorite perversion is hatred in the name of love." Delightful. Who does not believe what I believe must die, even if what I profess to believe is compassion and tolerance. You are chilled to the marrow by the laughter that rings from the cowled form at this thought. Ignore? Yes, I live in so many who gorge themselves on pleasures at the cost of others who live in want. Best of all, the ones in need also hate the wealthy ones who neglect them. He smiles. Hatred feeds itself. Okay. I think that we should ask about all of the virtues. Honesty. Perhaps I could talk of that, but why should I when I can anger you by withholding information? He's not going to talk about them. Okay. Deceit. Yeah, none of those are keywords. I think we've exhausted the keywords. I suppose I should have to take the test. Here, step through this obelisk. Beyond lies my demonstration of the power of hatred. If that love you profess is so strong, perhaps you will find an expression of it that overcomes the hatred you will find. An inkwell. Sorry, my mouse is doing weird shite. I'm gonna quit being distracted. I keep going super slow. Oh, shoot. I didn't mean to use it. I wanted to get it. But now I have steel cannonballs. I have a freeze ray gun. It is set to combination and has 20 charges left. Magical healing elixir. That's a thing that we've never encountered in the game before. Thread. A muffler. You imagine 0 matches. But apparently it still has 1 match in it. Weird. Uh-oh, there's a Martian and... Okay. Well, because the inventory item won't exist without at least 1. 2 berries. These are the purple berries that do let me move things at a distance. An axe. A revolver. Bullets. A revolver and some bullets. Great. All right, let's talk to the Martian first. You see a heavily wounded Martian. You say, name. I am Tarpsh. 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 That one's probably the hardest to say so far. Tarpsh. Tarpsh. I don't know. Job. Why should you care? You only wish to destroy me as your friends do. They attacked me and sought to kill me, but now I will have my vengeance. I have the power to end their lives. Talk means little, off-worlder. Leave me to my vengeance. Home? Mars. Martian. Compassion. Hatred. Sleep. Kindness. Harp. If you know me by name, you must know that I will do what I promise. Peace. Life. Yes, leave me to my pain, to have my vengeance on those who injured me. All right. Let's talk to... Dibs. Nelly. Sherman. Why can I not talk to them? You see a heavily wounded Martian. A look of amazement comes across its face, then relief as its wounds close before your eyes. My thanks, Offworlder. In my rage, I would not have believed that you could show such compassion for me. Please forgive me. I was blinded by my pain and hatred. You have saved us both. Literally, that was all I had to do, was just heal him. Why wouldn't I have healed him? I don't know the situation, and my friends weren't talking to me. Oh. Hello, Nosventor. That was honestly the easiest test I have ever encountered. in this game. Right, we're gonna have Nosventor's test, but first, we get to have a conversation with her. You see, I bet he doesn't intend his puns. You see the Shadow Lord of Cowardice. I am so pleased to see you again, dear Rogan. Perhaps this time you will discover that you can never conquer your own weakness. But first, before we get to that keyword, name and job. Because always ask name and job. Don't you remember me, Nosventor, whom you thought destroyed in Britannia long ago? I can never be destroyed, for I live in your own heart. I am the Shadow Lord of Cowardice. I am here to remind you of your lack of courage, to challenge you to a test. All right, courage, challenge, test. All right. Weakness. Okay, courage. Courage is the most meaningless of your virtues, the one most obviously against survival. To confront pain and conquer it simply leads to more pain, and gains only the knowledge and strength to deal with more pain. Why not give up that struggle and simply run away? Cowardice is peace. Cowardice. She glows with satisfaction at your question. Oh, cowardice. Wait, what? I didn't get the whole thing. She chants, greatest of the vices and solace from pain. Mortals live in a world of struggle, but they find in my embrace the peace that struggle for virtue only promises. She was chanting, so. I delight in showing them a refuge from their pain. My disciples enjoy their pleasures and joys, secure by choosing only goals easily met and prizes easily won. Struggle. Silly visionaries like yourself will talk of goals worth struggling for, but do you in fact struggle for them? You talk of universal happiness and compassion, but in fact you value your own luxuries far more than your fellows' survival. Why pretend to care? Why claim something so foreign as altruism? I offer a solution so simple and obvious. You hate work and pain. Stop claiming a reason to work or endure. Accept my tutelage and say, I am more important than any other. Let others starve or struggle for their daily bread, cloth to cover them, and a roof for their heads. I stand for myself. She smiles, clearly impressed with her own eloquence and confident of her power over you. All right, challenge and test, but first, Ballet. Ah, yes. Falsehood. An excellent way to flee, but hardly the solace offered by true cowardice. Why lie to yourself about your true reasons for avoiding pain and struggle? Astaroth? My brother Astaroth seeks to teach hatred, but misses the point. Mortals are basically lazy and welcome cowardice as a way to avoid work, effort, and pain. challenge. I propose a simple test of your courage. If you accept and win, I will allow you to continue your journey unmolested. If you fail, I will accept you into the ranks of my disciples. Your friends are in need of help. They are about to be devoured by a sand leviathan. You must simply go to them and rescue them. Of course, the path to them is not for the faint of heart. Step into this obelisk to begin your task. All right. Nosventor. Oh, Moody Mystery. Yeah, it's the Shadow Lord of Cowardice. I don't know where these names actually come from. Like, Astaroth is definitely used elsewhere. Falanei. If I search for Falanei, it only comes up with Ultima. So that one might be original. Astaroth apparently is the Great Duke of Hell in demonology. The name shows up as early as 1458 in a Hebrew book of Bremelin. Astaroth is also the name of the mage in Bedknobs and Broomsticks. So like Astaroth is, but Nosventor. Nosventor, I am also only getting Ultima results for. So Astaroth might be the only one that actually appears elsewhere. Sterling! Congrats! You can play with your new microphone! That's exciting. All right, we have our test of cowardice, or rather, test of courage. Well, north or south? How about north? Oh dear. Astaroth Metreon Zinthos? Azarath Metreon Zinthos? Shadows, I don't know this. Uninformed man critical? Or uniformed man critical? Raven? Oh, in Teen Titans. It says, you see a Martian. It says, beware wormform. Death lies ahead. A trap prepared by your foes, the Shadow Lords. For your sake, hear my plea. It's her spell. I'm familiar with Teen Titans. I would not have recognized the words to her spell the way that I recognize Triguna Maquatis Tricorum Satis D. Which are the words engraved on the Star of Astaroth in Bedknobs and Broomsticks that cause substitutionary locomotion. Trap. It will certainly kill you and cannot be avoided unless you go through the door. Now. Through the door is life and safety. To go further will only result in your death in the trap ahead. What gibberish is this? You have no time for idle banter. You must leave before you are destroyed. Door? Goodbye, worm. Your fate is in your hands. You have been warned. Apparently north is the right direction. Huh. I've been hit by frost. And fire. Uniformed man critical. Where is this uniformed man? I only have 17 hit points. Trap. Tarp. Flee. Trap ahead. Yes. What happens? Steam jet. Heat ray. Apparently. Ooh. Get dream stuff. Use dream stuff. Imagine a saber. I have so few hit points. You see a Martian. It says, your injuries are severe. How can you submit to such torture? If you wish to live, I can advise you. Just go through the door and you will be safe. If you continue, you will die and be consumed by the Shadow Lords. Farewell, you must leave now if you wish to live. All right. You see the ground. You see a body. You see a tentacle. Oh, dibs. Oh no, it's Dupre. Okay. I tried to help Dupre and ended up elsewhere. It's Rastak! Realizer. Logistonite canisters. We passed Nosventor's test. We're in the actual end game. I'm going to save. 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 All right. Can I talk to the... I can. You see a maniacal looking Martian. Honestly, he looks like a cross between it's a Hugh Martian. I know why you are here. Your thoughts are like an open scroll, a scroll with little worth reading. Raksak. Oh. Rasputin! Yes, Lord Portico, exactly. Yes, I have your precious phlogistonite. And I am not going back down, to back down at the near sight of the mighty Avatar, Rogan. You think you can defeat me? I am Raksak, Lord of Mars and future Emperor of the Solar System. But what's your job now? I am biding my time here while my plans reach fruition. Yeah, megalomaniacal bad guy. Always get them talking about their plans. Yes, soon I will be off to your Earth to take it over with the power of my dream technology. You pitiful Earthlings aren't even able to leave the planet without your phlogistonite. I took your propellant, and as you can see, I have it here in my citadel. Perhaps you'd like me to give it to you. That would be nice. Why should I help you? You are unable to affect me in any way. True. I am bored by the wait here. Perhaps you can afford me some entertainment. If you win 3 combats to entertain me, I'll give you your propellant. Do you accept? Very well. Yes? Oh dear. Okay, this is gonna be hard. I need things. You added a timer! Yay! Of course, mere vermin like that are hardly a challenge. Would you care to try something a little more interesting? Do you accept? Yes? Very well. Damn it. I knew. Shoot. I knew that whatever I picked up, I would keep. Ooh. This is, yes. I have outsmarted him. Bullet. Green berries. A devil pod? What the hell are devil pods? What did the green berries do again? I don't know. Berries is page 42, right? Yeah. Psychometric. Allowed to communicate with objects. I suspect I might have an idea of what those are going to be for. Ah, I love that. Okay. Okay, I can't get over there yet because there's no bridge yet, but I'm gonna wander around the sides here first. Okay, I don't have a gun for the bullets, but I do have the bullets. They're elephant gun bullets, if I'm not mistaken. Last night you were trying to play your music through desktop audio channel 2. Wondering if there's a block through Apple Music. I don't know. I've been able to play Apple Music on stream before. So I don't think that's a problem, but who knows what they will have changed. Oxium. Apparently that's going to be a thing. Needing to use the Oxium. Shoot. A lantern. This sucks. Smashed rail car. Lamp oil. Purple berries. A shovel? I don't have any matches. That was scarcely more difficult than last time. It is time you encountered a real monster. Right, but, I wasn't done. No, I wasn't done. Let me go back. Shoot. Darn. Okay, fine. There's one thing I did not pick up in the ammonoid place. So that's frustrating. But, elephant gun. Why are you poking those rolling chicken nuggets? Because they were hurting me. Okay, but the real monster that he wants us to face, I think it's just ourselves. Oh gosh, are those... Those are clairvoyant berries. Oh, fudge. Well, okay, I know what needs to happen. A flower. All right. I failed, but I can retry. Well, that's fine. I don't mind having failed. So, especially because now I can get all the resources I need. Oh, a pick. Smashed rail car. An accordion. Apparently, I cannot take the rail car out of here. It was worth a try. The real monsters are the friends we made along the way. They are, so stab them before they stab you. Okay, and we've got nothing in here. Okay. Interesting. I don't think I can get the dream stuff forward yet. This is why we don't take on strays in video games. The devil pod. I don't know what those are. Also, I had two before, and now I'm down to... so I lost one at some point, but... That was quite diverting, but now I am tired of my play. Have a nice eternity. There is nothing you can do to harm me. Your powers in this dream realm are disgustingly weak. You barely have the force of will to form dream stuff into objects you know well. I have constructed this citadel to be too strong for any weapon your pitiful race can imagine to penetrate it. Alright, do harm dream stuff citadel. Alright. Even if you had the mental power to gather your own dream stuff, your race will be unable to imagine a weapon powerful enough to harm me for 100 years or more. Alright, here in the dream realm, sheer mental power controls physical reality. Even a mind as pathetic as yours can shape objects you are familiar with from blobs of dream stuff. But you don't have access to any dream stuff here. What he doesn't know is that we're from 100 years in the future. And you do not have the power to gather dream stuff from the void. Yes, I built this citadel. You have no idea, do you, of how dream stuff comes to be or how to manipulate it. Pathetic. Okay. Yes, go amuse yourself while I return to my work. Alright, dream stuff from the void. He built this sitta. He built this sitta on racks and roll. Lovely. Ooh. I tried using the shovel on the endless void. It didn't work. Devil pod can't be used. Automatic and can't be opened by hand. Wait. What do you mean blocked? Use shovel on... The ground is not clear. Talked about gathering dream stuff from the void, but I'm not certain how. I've got the clairvoyance on, but nothing appears for me to talk or to interact with. Apparently dropping a flower into the endless void didn't do a lot. Neither did the devil pod. It did make a sound. Crystal wall. I flipped the switch twice. Apparently locked. There's something I'm missing. A realizer. Hmm. I have a lantern with fuel, but no way to light it. I have an accordion. I have a pickaxe. I have an axe. I have a knife. I have a knife. I have a shovel. I have some more lantern fuel. I have an oxium geode and some elephant gun shells and an elephant gun. Attacking the lantern with the elephant gun? Not effective. We are about to experience 3 more minutes of advertisements. And so I shall think for 3 minutes while we take a short break. Okay, welcome back, everybody. I don't know what to do. I did that though. Okay, so please, please, please tell me it's not broken. I did the thing that the guide says I should do. For some reason, it did not work when I did it, but now, whatever. Yet. Oh, use Stream Stuff Horde. Panic and run around in a tiny circle. Flail your arms and scream. You pull some of the dream stuff from the horde. Use... You imagine an M60 machine gun. Does it have bullets? Oh, it does. Let's see how this works. Apparently. Well. So I did the thing, it just didn't work the first time. You stand over the inert form of Rakzach, contemplating his fate. His pride and megalomania led to his destruction. I wonder what would have happened if I had talked to him instead of shooting him. After a moment, you bend to the world-saving task that brought you here. You load the phlogistonite onto the transfer device. Your friends return your body to the dream machine, and you awake. Yeah, well, that worked. Get a phlogistonite canister. The total is too heavy. Okay, Nelly can't carry it. Cheshire Cat, can you please carry the phlogistonite? It's too heavy for everyone. It's because of this. Move. All right. Well, okay, we've got our phlogistonite. So I think it's time. I don't know where we are. I have no idea where we are. Where's the spyglass? Who has the spyglass? Are we in Argyre? What was that? What is the... There's like earthquakes happening and I don't understand why. Oh no. Yeah, everybody in Argyre was dead. Oh, I don't have the M60 anymore. I was like, I can just use the M60 to shoot the wall down, but I don't have it anymore. Why is everything... I think it's about time we get off of Mars. Because there's apparently like earthquakes happening and... the 3 barrels of Modupium. Made you PM? Come on. If we just get back to the space cannon, I think we're done. Oh, nice. Thank you. Definitely good. Let's keep traveling. Made upium. Got it. But it's phlogistonite. If you're familiar with the phlogiston from Dungeons and Dragonsies, from Planescape, I guess. Or is it? I don't know. Phlogiston. The stuff between worlds in old D&D stuffs. Brain is not functioning to provide me with the words I need at the moment, but I do like that it is phlogistonite in this game. I just don't know why. What is going on with all the like apparent earthquakiness? Wasn't phlogiston the thing that's put in drinking water? No, that's fluoride, Detective Zen. Also, hi, Detective Zen. I don't know if I said hi earlier. Ah. Uh-oh. I need to consult the map real quick. Okay, so we exited Argyre. And we traveled north and then to west. Okay, so I need to go north, west, south, west. And then I need to get... Okay, so north, south, west, south. When I get to the 4-way, I want to go south and then west. So many jumping beans. Uh-oh. Begin combat, please. We have canal worms. We have worm sign. More worm sign. They really don't want us leaving this planet. I just don't know why it's all like earthquakey. That's like a new development. Worms off the port side. We might have to overnight once more. Nightfall is coming. Yep, we're gonna have to camp. Hopefully we can. Rest until sunrise. Cheshire Cat has a dream. She sees 3 stone obelisks, one inscribed with a book, one with a heart, one with a sword. She's leveling up. I'm really confused about the like apparent earthquakes, but whatever. We will be leaving Mars soon enough, I hope. Okay. Everybody switch to this one now. Everybody on board? Bird? Bird, bird, bird. Bird is the word. Honestly, the confrontations with the Shadow Lords were so anticlimactic. I expected them to be harder. They were simple. They were neat, just really, really less challenging than I anticipated. Although a lot of the games, like you get to the end and it's like, oh yeah, this was nothing. Because you've spent so much time preparing that the end isn't really a challenge. All right. Yes. Inside? Everything seems simple with an M60. Oh, look, it's everybody. You see a strong-willed, intense woman. Preparations for our return are done. Bring the phlogistonite to Mr. Carnegie so we may start home. That was Emma Goldman, the radical anarchist. We're gonna review all the historical figures as we leave. It's gonna be like a I don't know. We're gonna check in with all of them as we go. Yeah? Oh shoot, no. Go back out one. Dang it. Sorry, I'm not doing great with the zoom. Okay. Emma Goldman, 1896 to 1940. Anarchist and the proponent of birth control and draft obstruction. Emma Goldman was born in Lithuania and raised in Russia. At 17, she moved to the United States, where she soon became involved with anarchists. Arrested several times for inciting riots, she was convicted of interfering with U.S. preparations for World War I and sent to prison. Deported in 1919, she went to Russia, but disapproved of the Soviet regime and moved on to England and later Canada. Late in life, she took an active role in the Spanish Civil War. Her role in events on Mars is clouded in mystery. You get to the end, you're like level 99, the boss is like level 50. Yeah. Historical figures. Why are you stopping and staring at each of us? Get the fuel to Carnegie, man! But, must talk to all historical figures. You see a scholarly-looking man with dark blonde hair and a mustache. Oh, good to see you again, Rogan. Oh, wait, what? No, what? I hope you are bringing the phlogistonite to Mr. Carnegie. This last-minute escape from the Red Planet is a tale all the stranger for being true. This being a missile, she was. Ooh. Born 1866, died 1946. Renowned British writer whose work included such seminal science fiction tales as The Time Machine, 1895, and The War of the Worlds, 1898, the latter almost certainly inspired by his experiences on Mars. He also penned such popular nonfiction works as The Outline of History, which encompassed all of Earth's history from the dawn of time. I should also... Nellie Blah. Well, this will be quite a story, but only if we live to tell it. We must get the phlogistonite back to Mr. Carnegie as quickly as we can so we can leave Mars before these earthquakes destroy the space cannon. Is there an entry on Nellie? I think. Nellie Bly, born 1867, died 1922. This investigative reporter for Joseph Pulitzer's New York World has always fascinated me. Here was a liberated, modern, career woman in an era when such were few and far between. At a time when women hardly considered careers in journalism, Nellie Bly checked herself into a New York insane asylum to report on patient abuse, went to prison to write about the treatment of inmates, and investigated crooked employment agencies that preyed upon young women. But her greatest claim to fame came in 1889 when she embarked on a round-the-world trip to beat the 80-day record set in Jules Verne's novel Around the World in 80 Days. She made the trip in 72 days, 6 hours, 11 minutes, and 0 seconds. Miss Bly journeyed to Mars to chronicle the rescue expedition's adventures for her employer, who, by the way, funded the rescue expedition in an attempt to upstage his arch-rival William Randolph Hearst. I am happy to report that Nellie was everything I'd hoped she would be: resourceful, brave, strong-willed, capable, all in all, a most remarkable person. Okay. Who else? Dr. Spectre? These tremors indicate that Raksak's threats were not idle boasts. This must be why the Mariner and Viking probes found no sign of Martian civilization. The entire surface of the planet will be reshaped by the middle of next century, and it is certainly no place to remain now. We must get the phlogistonite back to Carnegie and leave as quickly as possible. Yeah, he's not a historical figure, so he doesn't get an entry. Dibs. Cheshire Cat. Okay, so Nellie is the only one in my party. Alright. Sarah Barnhart, you see a beautiful woman with sparkling eyes. L'Avatar! All has gone well, I see. That is magnifique. If you will take the fuel to Andrew now, no? C'est bon. And soon we will be home. She waves to you leisurely and blows you a kiss while the ground shakes under your feet. Sarah Bernhardt, born 1844, died 1923, this French actress was the most renowned performer of her day. Her international tours sold out on every continent on the globe. Her appearance in Queen Elizabeth, 1912, one of the earliest feature-length motion pictures, lent credibility to the fledgling art form. Her theater background proved surprisingly useful in our adventure on Mars. Millier. You see a dapper, bearded man. Oh, good, Avatar. It is of importance that the phlogistonite be in the hands of Monsieur Carnegie, as at once, for we must all be away from this planet before we are undone. Georges Millier. Georges Millier, 1861 to 1938, a French magician, a theatrical producer and actor. Millier achieved worldwide fame at the turn of the century as the most innovative and adventurous of the early motion picture makers. His 1902 film, A Trip to the Moon, was remarkably similar in some ways to our own real-life adventure on Mars. One has to wonder whether he was inspired by the events of 1893 to 1895. Millier's expertise in the area of things photographic proved invaluable on Mars. Peary. Rogan, thank God you've returned safely, and with the phlogistonite, this is indeed our lucky day. Now, if you can just get the fuel to Andrew before this planet destroys itself, we will go home. You have to hurry. We have a narrative appropriate amount of time left. Length of time left, indeed. Robert E. Peary, 1856 to 1920. Peary, an American explorer, is best known for his trek to the North Pole. He entered the United States Navy in 1881, first traveled into the interior of Greenland in 1886, and reached the North Pole in 1909. Shortly after being stranded on the Red Planet, Peary embarked on an expedition to its northern polar region. His discoveries there marked a turning point in events on Mars. You see an older, distinguished-looking man. Rogan, please bring the phlogistonite to Mr. Carnegie. I must return us to Earth with all haste. I must. Percival Lowell. Peary, or what Bob Ross would look like if he gave up on shaving and haircuts. Percival Lowell, 1855 to 1916. Lowell, an American astronomer and leader of the 1893 expedition to Mars, was born to one of America's oldest and wealthiest families. After graduating from Harvard University, he managed his family's cotton mills and utility companies. For a time, he served as a diplomat, notably in the Far East. Upon learning of the controversy over the Martian canals, he turned a lifelong interest in astronomy into a career. Using his inherited wealth, he built an observatory in Arizona specifically for the observation of Mars. He mapped 184 canals, each so regular that no natural phenomenon could explain their existence. Clear evidence, he thought, that some intelligent life form was responsible. Dark patches on either side of the canals were clearly vegetation growing close to the only apparent source of water and shifting with the seasons. The canals, he hypothesized, ended in 63 oases, collection and transfer stations 120 to 150 miles wide. In later years, he predicted the existence of a ninth planet in the solar system. Though Lowell never saw Pluto, his pioneering work led to a successful search for it. Legrand. You see a haggard man with a faraway stare. We must leave now. We must leave Mars now, Rogan. Thank you for your help in finding my brother Jean. I can never repay you. He stumbles away grief-stricken. I don't think Legrand is one of the characters. Yeah, He's a character, but he's not one of the historical figures. Ah, it's Cooter McGee. You see a crusty, weathered-looking man wearing cowboy clothes. I reckon you folks got that flow just tonight that Mr. Carnegie wants to juice up our space cannon with. I won't be keeping you, partner. Oh, I should talk to all of the peoples. Did I talk to Spectre? Yes, I did. Okay. But Dibs, you see a young British cavalry officer. Oh. Nothing to say. Okay, Dibs. Cheshire Cat? Quickly, Rogan. We must take the phlogistonite to Mr. Carnegie. It is time to leave. I look forward to conversing again later. Of course, I look forward to everything now that I am alive again. She smiles, complete with sexy dimples. Complete with sexy dimples, okay? You see a dapper gentleman. Well, I'm glad to see you finally returned. Good job. Yes, good job. Now let's go home. All right, we got to Mr. Thomas Edison. Thomas Edison, 1847 to 1931, America's most prolific inventor and the first entrepreneurial scientist, Edison was issued over 1,000 patents in his lifetime. He is popularly credited with inventing such history-making devices as electric light, the phonograph, and the motion picture. I was quite taken aback by the animosity between Edison and Dr. Tesla. Friendly competitors, they most assuredly were not. I can only assume Edison saw in Tesla's alternating current motor the demise of direct current, of which he was the leading proponent. I really misheard dimples? Oh dear. Edison, whatever Tesla said, I came up with it first. One can only wonder what these two geniuses could have accomplished had they been able to work together. Still and all, Edison's engineering expertise proved invaluable in our attempts to understand and repair a variety of Martian machines. Whatever you can do, I can do better. You see a rough-looking cowboy with a short beard. Howdy, partner. I hope you got that propellant stuff for Mr. Carnegie. We all need to shoot ourselves away from this planet as quick as we can. I done some rough riding and breaking in my time, but I never done tried to saddle break a whole planet. Whoa, Bessie! William F. Buffalo Bill Cody, 1846 to 1917. A Western scout and hunter, folk legends have it that he single-handedly killed more than 4,000 buffalo, an heroic feat at the time. With the taming of the West, he turned to show business, leading a troupe of cowboys and Indians in a series of phenomenally successful Wild West shows. He took up with fellow Westerner Calamity Jane on Mars. You see a broad-shouldered man with an equally broad grin. I say, it certainly is good to see you. You must get that phlogistonite back to Carnegie quickly. Step to it, we are all ready to leave. He swaggers away, gently gathering people together in groups. I have no idea what Roosevelt's actual speech was like, so I just made something up. Theodore Roosevelt, 1858 to 1919. Teddy Roosevelt, or TR as he was known, served in the New York State Assembly, spent 2 years as a rancher in the Dakota Territories, became police commissioner of New York City, acted as assistant secretary of the Navy, organized the Rough Riders cavalry troop to fight in the Spanish-American War, and served as New York's governor. In 1900, he was the vice presidential candidate on a ticket with William McKinley, and when McKinley fell to an assassin's bullet, ascended to the presidency, serving from 1901 to 1909. Roosevelt's police experience and familiarity with the latest developments in forensic technique proved invaluable during the Martian adventure. A short, homely woman who could easily be mistaken for a man. Howdy, Rogan. Best you be hurrying that phlogistonite stuff to Mr. Carnegie so we all can get off this here planet. She stumbles away with an easy rolling gait. I ain't had this much trouble walking since I got hoot owl drunk in Dodge City that time. Yeehaw! Calamity Jane. I do not know where the entry on Calamity Jane is, but I will find it. Calamity Jane, 1852 to 1903. A frontier woman who eschewed dresses and petticoats for manly clothes. Calamity Jane, born Martha Jane Burke, served as an Army scout, a Pony Express rider, and an aide to George Armstrong Custer. Calamity is reputed to have been a prostitute and Wild Bill Hickok's mistress, but she refused to discuss this with me. On Mars, she quickly grew tired of the Martian cities and took to wandering the plains with Buffalo Bill. Together they supplied oxium and other survival items to the city dwellers and planetary explorers. You see a plain, slightly plump European woman. Ah, my good friend, it is good to see you alive and well. You must make the fuel. You must take the fuel to Monsieur Carnegie as soon as possible. We must leave now. Everybody keeps saying that. Okie dokie, gonna lurk. Oh, Sterling. Yes, okay. Marie Curie, 1867 to 1934. This Polish-born French physicist discovered the radioactive properties of radium and polonium. In 1903, she was rewarded with the Nobel Prize for Physics, followed by one for chemistry in 1911. She died of leukemia, no doubt caused by her pioneering research into the nature of radioactivity. Some of the Martian artifacts discovered by Lowell and others were powered by radioactive substances, making her expertise invaluable. Again, Rogan, you rescue distressed folk. This time, of course, you will save all of us from the destruction of Mars. Oh, but you haven't given the phlogistonite to Mr. Carnegie yet. Do hurry. This is Yellen. What's he yelling at? I don't think he's one of the... Yeah, he's not. He's an Ultima character. Okay. You see a burly man who watches your every move. Whoa there, where are you running off to? You'd best get that fuel to Mr. Carnegie as fast as your feet will carry you. It's the only thing that can get us out of here. He stumbles sideways as the ground shakes under your feet. Nathaniel. Dupre, you see a ruggedly handsome American soldier. Very good to see you, sir. I hope you are taking the phlogistonite to Mr. Carnegie so we can be away before these, Mars quakes destroy our space cannon. Right. Next. Trippet! You see a man dressed in the garb of a seaman. Ahoy, mate! I say, this reminds me of my old shipboard days. I'll have my sea legs back in no time. Have you gotten that fuel to Mr. Carnegie yet? He's watching for you, friend. Best hurry. You see a lady kneeling before you. You would not know, but I am Zaksesh. We have spoken before in the world of dreams. She seems terribly calm despite the tremors. You are busy bringing the phlogistonite to Mr. Carnegie now, Rogan, but perhaps later I shall recite some poetry to you. A pale-skinned man with a gangly build. The bus driver, nobody should trust, yeah. Rogan, old friend. So good to see you again. It appears that you have managed to find our phlogistonite. I would suggest getting that to Carnegie as soon as possible, though the world seems to be falling apart. You both stagger as the ground heaves under your feet. This would be William Randolph Hearst. (1863 to 1951). Hearst, a renowned American newspaper publisher and pioneer of yellow journalism, was the financial sponsor of the ill-fated 1893 Mars expedition. Hearst's papers were cheap, sensational, and provocative, appealing to the common man in a way no newspaper had before. He and his bitter rival, Joseph Pulitzer, competed for the minds and pennies of the public. By the end of the 20th century, he was probably best known for his California home, the bizarre San Simeon. It will come as no surprise to those familiar with San Simeon that Hearst became a collector and trader of Martian artifacts. Perhaps junk would be a better word. During his stay on the Red Planet. Crispin Glover playing Crispin Glover. Oh dear. Man in white. You see a peculiar red-haired youth. I am Plashef. Perhaps you recall my name, Shellless One? Well, no matter now. You must get the fuel canisters to Mr. Carnegie, friend. The tremors are closer together now. We do not have much longer before our home is destroyed. We must go. You see a robed man who looks confused. Ah, Rogan! All the preparations for our return are done. Bring the phlogistonite to Mr. Carnegie so we may start home. I don't have a Russian accent in me at the moment. But this would be Rasputin, who apparently lived. Rasputin! Grigory Yefimovich Rasputin, 1871 to 1916. At the time of our Martian adventure, Rasputin, Russia's mad monk, was a wandering holy man and mystic yet to make his mark on the world. He is said to have possessed mystical powers of persuasion, particularly over women. Alexandra, wife of Tsar Nicholas II, fell under his spell, and through her, Rasputin influenced the Tsar himself. Often blamed for the conditions which led to the Russian Revolution, he was ultimately assassinated by conservative forces in Russia. The story of his execution is a strange one. Legend has it that he was poisoned, stabbed, shot, and then thrown into a hole in an ice-covered river where he finally drowned. Tales of his psychic powers take on a greater, more frightening significance in the light of events on Mars. There may be more truth to the tales than modern men care to admit. You recognize the speech of Pukchep, the Gatherer. Greetings once more. I must give you thanks for your sacrifice, soft one. You have done as you have promised, and new life is possible for myself and for all of my pot friends. Now we must ask you to save us all once again, now that Rakzak has been vanquished. Once Mr. Carnegie has all 3 of the precious canisters, we may leave our old home and go to the homeland of the worms to learn your ways and your seasons. I will miss Mars, my home. I shall dream often of this place. A friendly white-haired old man with a large mustache. Good day, friend. Best get that propellant to Mr. Carnegie right away. I don't fancy taking up permanent residence here. Of course. They label him as Clemens, but they have him in here as Twain, Mark Twain, 1835 to 1910. Pen name of American writer Samuel Langhorne Clemens. After years as a printer's apprentice, a riverboat pilot, and a journalist, Clemens turned to fiction. Writing under the name Mark Twain, he penned such enduring classics as The Adventures of Tom Sawyer in 1876, The Prince and the Pauper 1882, Huckleberry Finn 1884, and A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court 1889. A Connecticut Yankee in King Arthur's Court. Yep. Alright, we're getting close. You see a weathered man in his 30s. Mr. Carnegie will be right happy to see that phlogistonite. We need to get ourselves back to Earth before Mars blows up. Garrett, who's not a historical figure. You see a young, thin black man. Hello, Rogan. It is good to see you again. Mr. Carnegie is anxiously awaiting the phlogistonite. We will have time to talk on the trip back to Earth. Chuck Norris. George Washington Carver, circa 1860 to 1943. Born to enslaved parents, Carver fought the odds and turned a lifelong affinity for plants into a career. In 1896, he became head of agricultural research for the Normal and Industrial Institute for Negroes at Tuskegee, Alabama. There he pioneered multi-crop farming and crop rotation, and synthesized over 400 substances from peanuts and sweet potatoes, including dyes, milk, linoleum, glue, soap, flour, oil, paint, ink, butter, coffee, and even synthetic rubber. Thomas Edison once offered Carver a salary of $100,000 to join him at his lab in New Jersey, but Carver turned him down, saying he was needed at Tuskegee. Remarkable, remarkable man. Hello, welcome in Mermaid Jeans. Welcome in Raiders. How was your stream? If you don't know, I'm Rogan27, and I stream a variety of things. We've been working for a little over a year now to save Mars, and I am at the end of the game. We're saying goodbye to all of the people as we move toward the rocket ship that will take us away from Mars. So I totally know, Mike. Yeah, if anybody here is not following Mermaid Jeans, you should do so. We've been rating Mermaid Jeans a few times recently, and it's always a good time. I'm stalling on ending the game. This is true. Let's see. You see a middle-aged man dressed in black. You are still safe. This is good. I was worried when we had not heard from you for a while. You must get the phlogistonite to Mr. Carnegie as quickly as possible. I don't want any more patients to deal with on the return trip. He smiles and waves you in Carnegie's direction. Okay, Dr. C.L. Blood. This is the one that is actually inaccurate in its entry. Most of the other historical figures have been pretty accurate, but more is known today than was known in the 90s when this game was created. But Dr. C.L. Blood, unknown. He was a patent medicine person, like flim-flam artist. Dr. Blood was something of a mystery to me. Though Tesla, Freud, and the other would-be rescuers seem well familiar with him and his accomplishments, I had never heard of him before our arrival in 1895. Apparently, Dr. Blood was reviled by the medical establishment of the 1870s for espousing the curative powers of his creation, oxygenized air. The general public cared little about the disdain of Blood's peers. Thousands claimed to have recovered from illness and infirmity after undergoing oxygenated air treatment. Despite his somewhat checkered past and lack of esteem among the leading lights of the medical community, Blood proved a concerned and able doctor, well able to handle the rescue expedition's medical needs. So yeah, he had a product called oxygenated air that he claimed was a cure-all. And in the game, though, he actually was able to provide medical care. You see a severe-looking man with a trimmed beard. It is the one they call the Avatar. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't know this word. It's a Russian word, but it's... Anyway, brother, I am glad to see you, and the gladder that you are working again for the good of all people on Mars. Quickly, bring the phlogistonite you have rescued to Comrade Carnegie. Just Lenin. Nikolai Lenin. 1870 to 1924. Lenin, born Vladimir Ilyich Ulyanov, was the most influential communist thinker of his day. The Russian revolutionary and founder of the Bolshevik Party first studied the teachings of Karl Marx in 1889. While a university student in 1907, 2 years after the failure of the First Russian Revolution, Lenin left the country but continued the struggle to bring Marxism to his homeland from abroad. In 1917, he returned to lead a successful revolution, which left him in charge of a new Soviet government. He led the USSR until his death in 1924. Lenin's dream of a world in which all members of society shared ownership of property and in which wealth was distributed equally found curious expression during his experience on Mars. Okay. Oh, we're nearing the end of the line. You see a distinguished older man with a trimmed white beard. Again, you save us all, Rogan. As soon as Monsieur Carnegie has the phlogistonite, we will be safely away from here. Yeah, I'm mixing accents at this point. Louis Comfort Tiffany, 1848 to 1933. Louis Tiffany, son of renowned jeweler Charles L. Tiffany, began as a painter in oil and watercolors, but eventually found his true calling in the design of decorative objects made of iridescent Favrile or Tiffany glass. He also worked extensively as an interior designer, co-founding one of the leading design consortia in the United States. Among his noteworthy interiors were the White House and the home of Samuel Clemens. See Mark Twain, page 23. A good-looking, dark young man with an intense stare. All right, so we've got Tesla. He has nothing to say to us. Nikola Tesla, 1856 to 1943, an unsung genius and unparalleled eccentric. Tesla was one of the late 19th and early 20th century's most innovative electrical engineers and inventors. His greatest achievement was the invention of the AC induction motor, which led to the virtual replacement of DC current in everyday life. Despite being responsible for this major technological advance, Tesla is usually remembered more for his failed efforts to broadcast electrical power through the air, like radio waves. His technological expertise made the rescue expedition possible and proved invaluable in understanding and repairing numerous Martian machines. And of course, it was his time-spanning message that brought us to this place in time. All right. What's that? Okay, that was... I forgot who I had clicked on and who I had not. Wyatt Earp. You see a short, wiry man with a short temper. Don't waste time talking to me. Get that cannon powder to Carnegie before we're all doomed. Wyatt Earp, 1848 to 1929. Earp, a genuine American folk hero, was a noted frontier lawman, serving as a policeman in Wichita, Kansas, and later as an assistant marshal in Dodge City. Moving to Tombstone, Arizona, Wyatt, his brothers Virgil, Morgan, and James, and Doc Holliday found themselves feuding with the Clanton and McLaury brothers, cattlemen who augmented their earnings by rustling. The feud escalated into all-out war on October 26, 1881, when the Earps and Doc Holliday gunned down Billy and Frank Clanton and Tom McLaury in what came to be known as the gunfight at the OK Corral. Earp was acquitted by the courts. My experience with Mr. Earp was limited, and from what I know of him, I must say that doesn't displease me. Doomed, I say! You see a blonde, sharp-eyed man in his early 30s. Now that you have recovered the phlogistonite, you must rush it to Mr. Carnegie so we can load the space cannon. I only hope we can be away from Mars before one of these shocks damages the cannon. That's another one of the returning characters that shows up in all the Ultimate games. All right. A spirited, sharp-eyed man in his 60s. We'll read the entry on Carnegie. Andrew Carnegie, 1835 to 1919, railroad tycoon and steel magnate who felt that the duty of the rich was to distribute surplus wealth to those who needed it. Toward that end, he set up many charitable and educational institutions and foundations. I was quite surprised at Carnegie's first-hand knowledge of steel and manufacturing. Carnegie was charged with constructing a space cannon on Mars, making a return flight possible. If only more modern executives were as familiar with the nuts and bolts operations of their companies. Excellent. As the Martians are all again corporeal and waiting, let us go home. As the phlogistonite you recovered is loaded into the space bullet, Jack Siegel offers his congratulations. Soon all is ready for the trip back to Earth. Another quake rocks the planet as your vessel launches from the cannon within Mount Olympus. Days later, the space bullet splashes down in the Atlantic. A passing ship rescues you and the rest of the survivors of the Mars expedition. As news of the return of the Mars expedition spreads, you and the Doctor are hailed as heroes. Before you depart, you pose for a group photo with Tesla, Freud, and the rest of your comrades from Mars. Suddenly, you realize that this photo will be delivered to your home almost a century later. But long before you are to be summoned from the late 20th century, the scouring dust storms of the Red Planet will have erased all signs of Martian civilization. Director Jeff George. Creative Director Richard Garriott. Producer Warren Spector, who Dr. Spector was named for. Executive Producer Dallas Snell. Programming Mike McShaffrey and Paul Meyer, Bob Quinlan. Ultima Game System Cheryl Chen, John Miles, Herman Miller. Gary Scott Smith. World Building Philip Brogdon. Thank you, it's a great world. Dialogue Beth Miller, Raymond Benson, Steve Cantrell, Amanda D, Paul Meyer. Computer art Jeff D, Keith Burdack, Daniel Bourbonnais, Amanda D, Carl Dolgener. Musical score George Alistair Sanger and Dana Glover, Tom Hollingshead. It's a great musical score to this game. Sound effects Mark Shafjan. Quality assurance Scott Shelton. Ken Demarest III, Scott Hazel, Lyle McKay. Joel Manners, Ben Potter, Kevin Potter, Bob Shelton, Jeff Shelton, Mark Vidic, Kirk Winterraud. Cover painting Dennis Lubay. Manuals Warren Spector. Manual art Jeff D, Carl Dolgener, Amanda D. Reference cards Andrew Morris. Map art Jeff D, Keith Burdack. Package design Craig Miller, Cheryl Neild. Such a good game. That's it. The game is done. It just closes. The credits doesn't even take you back to a screen or anything. It's just done. That was Ultima Worlds of Adventure 2 Martian Dreams, released in 1991 by Origin Systems on the same game engine as Ultima 6. Using time travel, the Avatar and companions end up at the 1893 World's Columbian Exposition in Chicago, where they take a rocket to Mars to save some famous people and leaders who ended up on the Red Planet due to an act of sabotage. And despite hitting a game bug and having to start over, a bug that made the game completely unfinishable, and despite getting about to the same point and then doing something that had the same effect as a game bug, although technically wasn't a bug, I had something in my inventory and put it down, and where I put it down happened to be in a place that blocked a path that I needed to walk across, and there was no way to remove the item. So after having restarted the game twice, we have finally finished the game. And I do have to say, I am very happy to have finally, I should do this on a chatting screen. I am very, very happy to have finished the game for the first time ever. This game I started playing it sometime in the early 90s, and not right after it came out, but sometime during the 90s. I had it on 5 1/4 floppies, and then my computer got upgraded and I didn't have 5 1/4 floppy drives anymore. And I didn't have any way to play the game because at the time you had to swap out the disc to progress the game. Like you'd get to a point and it would tell you insert this disc, and so I didn't have a way to do that. So I started it and never got to finish it, and didn't really get very far at all. But I remembered it being really neat and really sort of liking the concept of it. And so when I started streaming, so many years ago at this point, I started with Ultima 1 with the intent of playing through all of the Ultima games up to Martian Dreams and then playing Martian Dreams. I have now actually accomplished that goal because Martian Dreams, we just beat the game. We rescued all the historical figures and the entire Martian civilization. And so I do plan to continue the next in sequence, going in release order is the next in release order is Runes of Virtue, which I don't know if I have access to. There was some reason where I thought I was going to end up doing Underworld next anyway. But I'm going to double check real quick here. Oh, Runes of Virtue is the Game Boy one, which I have actually been provided with the files for, so I should actually be able to play it. You have more than 200 masks. If I just remember where. But regardless, next Saturday we'll pick up with whatever the next game is. I have a feeling it's going to be Runes of Virtue if I can get it running on my computer as a Game Boy game. I have no idea how long it is. I know nothing about the game. And okay, hat trick. Nobody even redeemed it, but I did it anyway. Because we're about to end. But yeah, so I think if Runes of Virtue runs, it is the next in sequence, and so I will we'll pick up with that. I think I'll double check the order just to make sure that I'm not missing something. But then Ultima Underworld will be coming up in future, and yeah, we're gonna keep going. I'm not stopping. Oh, here I have. I knew I had put together a list. So okay, we just did World's Adventure 2, Martian Dreams. Yeah, okay, no. Runes of Virtue is not next. Next is Ultima Underworld, the Stygian Abyss, because I'm basing it on US release date, not Japan. And then after that will be Ultima Underworld 2, Labyrinth of the Worlds. I have never done any of the Ultima Underworld games. I did Moody Mystery. We finally finished Martian Dreams, and I was just confirming the next one in sequence will be Ultima Underworld, the Stygian Abyss. So that will be next Saturday that I start that. And I believe you've been waiting for me to get to Underworld. So I've also been poking around. Eventually I will do Ultima Zero, which is the Calabeth. I do think it's possible for me to jump back and do Escape from Mount Drash at some point. Or no, I have that one marked as one that's just not playable. So I don't know yet. No, Ultima 7 Part 1 was, so the release dates Underworld: The Stygian Abyss came out in March of '92. Underworld 2: Labyrinth of Worlds came out in January of '93. The Game Boy game Runes of Virtue came out in the US in April of '92. And then Ultima 7: The Black Gate also came out in April of '92. So both Ultima Underworld: The Stygian Abyss came out in March of '92, and The Black Gate didn't come out until April. So Underworld is next. Underworld 2 doesn't come out until '93. I had it in the wrong order here, but yeah, you're right. 7 Part 1 is before Ultima Underworld 2. I had that in the wrong order, but the next one is the Underworld 1. Anyway, I'm gonna stop just randomly talking. I'm excited to have finally finished the game. I really enjoyed it. The ending was great with everybody lined up and you could talk to them on your way out. But honestly, the entire series so far, I think Martian Dreams is my favorite game of the entire series so far. I really, really enjoyed it, despite having to restart twice. My next stream will be Monday night. We'll be continuing with Strange Horticulture. Wednesday, there is an Archival Adventures coming up, and we're looking at Harper's Weekly, issues from 1861. And then, yeah, next Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern, we'll see what Ultima Underworld is all about. So hopefully I will see all of you at some point in the near future. Let me bring us to the credits. Thank you for joining. I don't know if the credits are going to work. What happened? Properties? Hello? I don't know. The credits are cloaked. I don't know what happened. They're not running. Anyway, thank you everybody for joining me. Thank you to Shadows of Life for your 10 stream streak. Thank you to Be Right UK for the resubscription at 50 months. Thank you, Be Right UK, for the 500 bits. Thank you, of course, to Mermaid Jeans for the raid earlier. I will have to have a talk with Firebot to find out what happened to the credits. So I don't know what happened there. We are going to raid over to one of my favorite people in the world, who just happens to also be one of my moderators, who is presently streaming some Monster Hunter Wilds. So come with me and you'll be in a world of pure imagination. We're gonna hop on over and raid Sterling. I do have a raid call, so it comes in both subscriber and non-subscriber flavors. So feel free to copy and paste whichever is to your taste. But yeah, come with me and say hi to Sterling and make him feel good about being live. So he's still trying to reach affiliate, and I think we'll get him there at some point. But yeah, thanks for joining. I hope I see all of you again soon. Until I do, get out there and do some shenanigans.